Hello, welcome to a new video journal. Today is September 18th, 2025. Wow. It's been about 2 months since I've done a video journal. Well, I've been doing video journals, but just for like my own collection. But this is like the first one that I've done for YouTube and to share with, my community. There is a lot that I want to talk about, but I'm going to be selective. And I'm going to try to make this, like not super long. But I just wanted to come and just say, hey, and discuss and kind of like share just like a few things. On Instagram, I made a post about how I wasn't able to afford to be an artist anymore. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? I was so thankful because a lot of people just automatically understood. A lot of other artists get exactly what I mean. The community, like my little, art community, our internet community, they were very supportive, very loving of the fact that, hey, like I cannot show up as an artist because I am burnt out and I am tired of creating beautiful things out of a struggle. And I know that is what being an artist is all about, but it doesn't allow you to always grow in certain parts of you being an artist. So I made a post about that. I'm glad that my community that I have was supportive and just understood. I did have like a few things in line. I am going to be on the cover of a magazine called Art Trail Creatives. For Art Trail Creatives, it's based in Atlanta, Georgia. So that was on pause because I had to be transparent with them. I had to be transparent with their organization. Hey, I cannot show up because real life is happening, and when I mean real life, I'm talking about like financial issues. I was having things going on like within, like my family, health issues, just, far as putting a lot of stress and anxiety on my body. And then just overall, I wanted to just step back and just fully be present for my family, fully be present for the things outside of art. And so that's what it came down to. Everybody understood the pause was needed because I've been creating in survival mode for the past like 6 years. And so it gets to a point where it's like, just slow down all the way. You don't need to show up as this extravagant, extraordinary artist. God is telling me that it's not my time to have a solo show. I'm not ready to be a part of a group show. There's things that I still have to work through as an individual, as an artist, and able in order for me to be able to get to that point where I'm ready for a solo show. And I've accepted that because that is all I wanted. I wanted someone to represent me as an artist. I wanted a curator. I wanted to have a solo show. I just wanted to be in the galleries. I was tired of doing the vendoring and these like one day shows, and I call them like one night stand art shows, because it's only for like a night or it's only for a couple of days. I just want to be in the gallery. I want to be in more mature spaces. I want to be able to have conversations about art. How am I gonna be able to push boundaries like completely? I wanted somebody to like look me in the eye and say, you're not doing enough. In order for you to get the red dot on the wall, meaning like in order for me to get a painting sold for like $15,000 or $50,000, I really need to step outside of myself. I mean, I know these things, but I just wanted like a professional curator, you know, from like the Brooklyn museum or the MoMA, you know what I mean? Or like I wanted Solange, or you know, like somebody maybe like Micheline Thomas or Carrie James Marshall or Carrie Mae Weems, you know, to like say, hey, like you're able to do this, you know, and this is what you need to do. You know, some of those artists that I name, I think they're phenomenal. I love Solange. She's more than just like a singer, like a musician. I think of her as a curator, as an artist. She does things like way outside of music. She really curates a whole a show, like a whole series of musicals, and she has like short films, and you know, like it's I love it. It's chef's kiss. Like that's what I aspire to be, you know what I mean? And like I know I can do it, but at the same time, when you don't have like the resources, or you're just not in a space where you're able to just fully push those boundaries art wise, because in order for you to push those boundaries, sometimes you need a little money in your pocket. And it's like, I've been at a point where it's like, do I push the boundary with art, or do I pay for my bills? Do I buy my groceries? Do I fill gas up in the, you know, in the car? These past couple of years, I haven't been able to do both. I haven't been able to merge both. That's why I feel like I need like someone that has really been in the art game. I'm talking about big gallery shows, you know, that has really had these real hard conversations. And I don't really think they're hard. It's just, you know, the things that we don't really talk about in the creative world. We just, as artists, we show up with a product, we show up with our finished piece, and that's it. Some people, if they're really interested in the art, then they are going to want to know about the process. They're going to want to know where you are mentally and all of these other things. And so, you know, like these past couple of months, I've just had to say, you know what, like I'm pushing myself. I did this grand art sale, and by the end of the art sale, I ended up in the hospital twice. You know, not anything severe, but you know, the stress level was high enough where I needed to go to the hospital. And so you know, these are the things that creative artists, influencers really don't talk about. You know, like I said, we just kind of show up one way, and we don't really discuss the behind the scenes, the reality of it. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm a woman that, you know, is trying to curate and create a new life for herself. You know, I've been separated for some time now. You know, if you know, I've started life completely over, didn't have anything. I've had my own apartment for some time now, and I've just been figuring life out all over again. You know, when you're coming from like a separation or a divorce, or you're starting life completely over, it's like you're a newborn baby. There's things that God removes out of your life for a reason. It's like your old life is going to cost you your new one. You can't take anything with you. So like I've been dealing with all of that too. So and then on top of that, losing my teaching job. I don't really want to get like too deep into it, but just long story short, higher authorities decided to shut down the school completely. So it didn't just affect me, it affected administration, students, parents, all teachers. Like the school is closed. That's it. That's it. I've been grieving that. God bless. I've been blessed with the wonderful opportunity to not only teach at a new school, but teach a new grade. I teach second grade, my very first time ever teaching second grade, and I absolutely love it. I love my students. I connect with my students. I think my students are funny. I think they're cool. I think they're very creative, and they are smart. They're geniuses. So I have like a good bunch this year. And also going off like, like with finances, covering, like making sure that like home life is good. I haven't been fortunate enough to make sure like the classroom and everything is straight. But I did talk to the students. I let them know. I said, do not worry. I am working on giving our classroom life. They one of the students love the same things that I love. So like I'm thinking of like video game, anime type of theme classroom. The kids are gonna love it, but I just haven't been able to afford like just classroom stuff right now. But I'm going to I'm just kind of like making sure that like the priorities and things are taken care of first. Like my students are my priority, but like the little decor and stuff like that for the classroom, that's gonna wait until next month. But other than that, how have I been? I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, I've probably been like maybe on like a 4 or 5. Like some days are like, and then some days are like, But what has been helping is my journal. So I want to get into that a little bit. My journaling ecosystem that I have going on. So first things first, this is like my monthly journal. So for the month of September, this is what I'm going to be writing in. This is like my daily journal, and then also like my prayer journal as well. I write on sticky notes. Like anything that I'm writing about, then I get on a sticky note and like write a prayer about it. Like, whatever situation that I'm writing about, I'll do a prayer on top of the writing. So let me show you. Let me see. Like something like this, or like this. So yes, this is my monthly journal. Then I have my like sketchbook. It's no pressure in here. I just play, I just doodle, I just go with the flow. Like I don't care to be like super perfect and super curated. Like it's just little fun stuff like this. It just kind of keeps my spirit up, keeps my spirit alive. That inner child, like when you're going through a lot of like adult things, a lot of adult stressors, we forget that, that inner child, like we just need to play with that a little bit. So this is just like my little fun sketchbook. I got the stickers and stuff like that. And then like I did like a little page right there. And then I have like my commonplace sketchbook. This is kind of like, I kind of just throw this in my bag. If I'm going anywhere where I feel like I may be overstimulated or I may feel like some sort of anxiety or whatever, I just put this in my bag and I'll just doodle. It's nothing like extravagant in here, and even sometimes I let my daughter, she'll sketch in here. She, like she has little sketches and stuff. It's not really like a whole thing, but it's just, yeah, you know, like little stuff like that, little doodles. It's just like, just throw this in my bag, whatever. And then this is like my favorite right now. This is like my mood board journal. So in here, I make like a lot of cute mood boards. This is like the very first one I made. This is the very first one. The page it fell out. But I'm going to show you. This is another page I did. And then I did this one. I love this one. This one was so cool. And then let me see. Oh yeah. So I'm waiting on getting my printer. Like I'm waiting to get like ink for my printer or whatever. I'm just waiting. That's ink right now is not really like a priority. So I was gonna draw the albums, but I think I'm gonna just like print them out because like there's like a lot of albums that I want to paste. So I'm going to print out like all my favorite albums that I've been listening to, and then I'm gonna curate a playlist. And I'm gonna do this a lot because I listen to music all day every day. So this is just one page. This is not finished though, but it's cute. And like the stuff that is printed, like, this is a secret. I've been using my job printer, and I'm not really supposed to, but I'm like, one page is not gonna hurt. You know, like 1 or 2 pages is not gonna hurt. Like we print all day, every day. Like me printing on my little mood board or whatever, that ain't gonna hurt. Like as long as I'm not printing out something that's like completely inappropriate, you know, for school. But it just be little pictures. Like for instance, this is something that I printed out at work or whatever. It's just like, it's nothing. It's just headphones and quotes and stuff. And then I did this. And it's so crazy because it accidentally printed out like 3 times. So I think some of the other teachers had saw that, oh, like, I mean, I don't know. Nobody didn't say anything, but I knew they probably assumed like, oh, this is Miss Hamden's, because who else is gonna print something like that, you know? So this is another thing. It printed out like twice or 3 times. So I ended up taking all of them and then using them on another page. My little page. I gotta glue this in. But oh yes, I think I made this Tuesday. So this is another page. And then this is the page that I made earlier today. I love it. And by the way, yes, it's today's Thursday and it's like 3 o'clock. I did take off today, but I have my reasons and I do not want to talk about that. You know, that's more of like a private, personal topic. But I was so glad that I took off because I honestly needed this. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy couple of months. It's been a stressful, busy couple of months. And I really just needed a day, you know, to just gather and process and just sit with my own thoughts. You know, and just kind of be around family, be close to family. So anyway, I've been sidetracked, but yes, so this is my mood board journal. I love this journal. And yeah, this is my ecosystem, you know. I try to make an effort to at least journal. If I don't do anything else, I'm gonna write in this journal every day. That is the goal. Other than that, like, I really got to be down bad if I don't touch any of my journals, or like I've been just super busy. But even then, like, I'm jotting down something. I take this one and I take this one as well with me. It kind of depends. Like if I'm going to be out all day, I'm going to take these 2 and then plus this one as well. But But yes, that is my journaling ecosystem. I think that if you are not in a position where you can create big works, and you know, you don't want to create to generate income, or you know, like, it doesn't, if you just want to create to just play, just for the sake of creating, journaling, junk journaling, scrapbooking, having like a sketchbook just whenever you need to release excess energy, like, these things are cute and they're cool and they're inexpensive. I got this book from Dollar Tree, just $1. I mean, well, now it's $1.25, but you know, just $1. This stuff is not really that expensive. You know, I am journaling on a very tight budget, so you know, I get my markers and pens and stuff like that from Dollar Tree, or even Five Below. You know, $5, $1, that's my budget. Stickers, $1, things like that. Once I'm in a better position, then I can kind of go more advanced when it comes to scrapbooking. But honestly, like I said, you don't need much. You don't need much. And even to print out, let me see, even to do little 4x6 prints, these are 36 cents. If you have like a Walgreens or a CVS, these printing these out are only 36 cents. So you can print out a lot, and it maybe only costs you $3-4, you know, to have like a stack of little papers like this. So so yeah, if you have any questions about journaling, junk journaling, or scrapbooking on a very tight budget, please comment and, you know, hit me up about it, because I get a lot of, I don't go to the fancy stores. I'm sorry. As much as I may want to, I don't go to the fancy stores. I can't go to Michael's. I can't go to Hobby Lobby is cheap, but like, even then, you know, like, I stick to Five Below and Dollar Tree. And even like the thrift store. The thrift store has a lot of stuff too. If for pictures and collages and stuff like that, they have magazines. Now the thrift store has even gone up too, because you could get like a stack of magazines for maybe like $1. Now it's $1 each, from, you know, $1 each, or like maybe, you know, 50 cents for the magazines, and before you know it, it's like $10. I'm just like, well, what in the world? No, put it all back. But yeah, the thrift store, Dollar Tree and Five Below, has a lot of the stickers and the goodies, and you know, like, Dollar Tree has like a lot of stuff. They have gone they have really upgraded. And not to be funny, but certain Dollar Trees, if you go into like the quote unquote good areas, that Dollar Tree gonna have like a lot of nice art stuff. If you go like I don't even want to say the hood, because it really, it should be equal. You know, we should all have the same access to the supplies. It's Dollar Tree, you know what I mean? So why does it even matter? But that's a whole different topic. But you know, if you go to like the good area where they have the Dollar Tree, you're gonna find a lot of different things. You're gonna find a little bit more of an upgrade. If you go and not, you know, like the whatever, I don't even want to say it, but if you go in those areas, it's, you know, stuff be missing. They don't have what you're really like looking for all the time. But yes, I ramble a lot, but honestly, all that to say is I'm good. You know, things are gonna be good. Things are gonna be okay. I'm gonna continue to move forward. I'm still kind of taking a break far as like the art fully, but I'm still keeping myself creative. You know, if you take a break from like the main parts of like your art journey, it's really important to still have a journal, still have a sketchbook beside you, so you're not losing that muscle. And I honestly think that I want to take a year to just play. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever just had a year to just play. I've always had, even when I was pregnant, I was still making big, large scale works. When I was pregnant, I did have a group show. And that took a lot of my energy too. I said, "Oh my God, like I can't do this a lot." But yeah, like I think I want to take a year to just play. Figure out what can fill my cup back up in a artistic way. You know, what is it going to take for me to like push that boundary? You know, I'm searching and I'm finding that thing, and you know, I was just so desperate for a solo show, so desperate to have my painting sold, and like God's just telling me it is not time right now, and you know it. So I'm listening, I'm being obedient, and I am just slowing down, because that's something that I don't do enough. If you see me on the day-to-day, I am actually a very frantic spirit. So for me to take the day off, for me to just kind of slow it down all together, not just today, but just all together, just kind of taking things at ease, being more quiet, being more observant, paying attention to, you know, the people and the environment around you. You know, just documenting, making sure that, you know, you're keeping a record of the small things in life, the small joys, you know, being able to walk, you know, and see the sunset or the rainbow, or just being outside and just touching grass. You know, it just allows your heart beat and, you know, your anxiety and everything to just slow down. You know, take a moment. And so that's what I needed to do. You know, really I really have been experiencing a lot in my private life. So you know, I want to continue to just fill my cup back up, and I want to continue to play, and you know, most importantly, just be present for my family. So that is all for today. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video journal. Bye bye.